I've always been a critic of one-size-fits-all government. And there are a few places where this is more inappropriate than education. Each child is different. And if we offer a cookie-cutter, assembly line education, it will hurt all students. Whether we're talking about students with gifts and talents or those with learning disabilities, students with unique learning needs must have teachers trained to address their way of learning. It may seem like common sense to say that students benefit when their education is tailored to their individual needs. Any parent can tell you that. You can't expect all students to learn at the same speed and depth in every subject. Unfortunately, those like outgoing New York Mayor de Blasio want to scrap programs for gifted students, citing the fact that white and Asian students were overperforming compared to students from other ethnic categories. De Blasio tried to end the city's program. His focus on maintaining equality of outcomes by preventing any students from excelling is a misguided policy. It would have the perverse effect of reducing opportunity for every student, for the very students who need it most, including historically disadvantaged minority groups. Now, we all know that wealthy families can afford to put their kids in private schools or pay for services outside the schools. It is those students who aren't as well off. It's the students that aren't well off who need access to services to address their unique learning needs. Families from less advantaged backgrounds are not helped by limiting opportunities for all students in public schools. They're the ones who have the most to lose when public schools cancel needed services. Thankfully, the incoming New York mayor recognizes the importance of gifted and talented program and has pledged to keep it. I introduced the Talent Act to address these unique needs of gifted and talented students and ensure that they don't slip through the cracks. Thankfully, much of this bill was included in Every Child Achieves in the year 2015. But I'm also a strong supporter of the Javits Gifted and Talented Education. This is the only dedicated federal program to develop and help teachers implement teaching methods that meet the needs of gifted students. And it is targeted specifically to disadvantaged gifted students. Thankfully, my state of Iowa is a leader in this area. Iowa law requires gifted education services for kids who need to be challenged. This applies to all students, whether or not they can afford private schools. Iowa has recognized that we should aim to challenge kids with gifts and talents and give them the resources that they need to excel. We should help all students achieve their potential, not try in vain to find one identical education for every kid. I yield the floor and suggest